Days of Our Lives comings and goings. Connor Floyd's Chad debut date revealed. More recasts coming. Salem, USA. In the ever-turbulent world of Salem, change is the only constant. But behind the scenes of NBC's iconic daytime drama Days of Our Lives, a calculated, creative revolution is unfolding, one that promises to redefine legacy characters for a new generation while honoring the show's rich 57-year history. The Catalyst, the official debut date for Connor Floyd as the newly recast Chad Mera, alongside a network confirmation that this is just the beginning of a bold recasting initiative. The sands in the hourglass are being turned, not just for time, but for tradition itself. The new face of a dynasty, Connor Floyd steps into the Mera shadows. Mark your calendars, Monday, October 23rd. This is the day Connor Floyd will first grace our screens as Chad Mera, heir to the most infamous fortune in daytime television. He takes the mantle from Billy Flynn, who portrayed Chad with a poignant blend of vulnerability and grit for nearly a decade, earning a devoted fan base. Flynn's exit left a chasm in the heart of the Mera mansion, and in the show's central love story, Chabby, stepping into such a role is akin to walking a high wire over a pit of devoted, passionate fans. But producers are betting on Floyd, a relative newcomer with a classic leading man presence and a theater-honed intensity, to not just fill shoes, but forge a new path. The essence of Chad Mera, his loyalty, his internal battle between the Mera legacy and his own moral compass, his undying love for his family, remains sacrosanct, says executive producer Ken Corday in an exclusive statement. What Connor brings is a fresh interpretation for a new chapter. Chad has been through profound loss, corporate warfare, and personal hell. He's emerging hardened, yet still fighting for the light. Connor captures that complex duality in a way that feels both familiar and thrillingly new. Insiders hint that Floyd's debut will not be a quiet one. Expect a storyline that immediately thrusts the new Chad into a high-stakes Mera power struggle, forcing him to lock horns with the likes of Stefan, Brandon Barish, and even his often absent father, E.J. Dan Feuerriegel. The chemistry with Abigail's legacy and the actors playing her grieving children will be under an immediate microscope, setting the tone for the future of the Mera-Horton alliance. Beyond Chad, a network mandate for strategic refreshing. The casting of Floyd is not an isolated event. It is the spearhead of a deliberate, network-backed strategy. In an unprecedented move, NBC and Sony Pictures Television have confirmed to the Salem Chronicle that more high-profile recasts are in the immediate pipeline. The term recast often carries a negative connotation, but we prefer refresh, says a senior network executive speaking on background. Days of Our Lives has an unparalleled legacy, but to survive and thrive for another 57 years, its iconic characters must be able to evolve beyond any single actor's tenure. We are strategically identifying core roles where new energy can unlock decades of backstory in new ways. This is about preserving the mythos of Salem while ensuring its future. The rumor mill is churning at a fever pitch. Which legacy characters are next? Speculation centers on roles where the previous actor's portrayal is deeply beloved, but where the character is deemed essential to the canvas's DNA. Names like Philip Kiriakis, Chelsea Brady, and even a potential new incarnation of a presumed dead character like Bo Brady are circulating on fan forums and industry whisper networks. The strategy appears to be targeting foundational families, the Bradys, Hortons, Kiriakises, and Meras, ensuring their bloodlines and rivalries remain vigorously active. The creative calculus, risk, reward, and the digital frontier. This aggressive shift is born from both necessity and opportunity. The migration of Days to the Peacock streaming platform liberated it from some of the constraints of traditional daytime TV. Episode counts can be more flexible, storytelling can be bolder, and crucially, the audience is demonstrably more accepting of evolution, binging decades of history where character transformations are more visible. On streaming, a character isn't just who they were last week. They are the sum total of 30 years of story, notes Dr. Letitia Montgomery, a media historian specializing in soap operas. This allows a new actor to tap into that deep history. The audience on Peacock is there because they are invested in the story of Salem, not just a single performer. It's a calculated risk, but one with a potentially huge reward, revitalizing the show's core without sacrificing its soul. The challenge is monumental. Soap fans form profound bonds with their actors. A misstep can lead to vocal backlash. However, history shows that some of the most legendary soap pairings were recasts. Think Jeannie Francis as Laura on General Hospital, or even the multiple, successful recasts of Days' own Stefano Di Mera. The key is in the selection, finding actors who respect the legacy but possess the unique charisma to make the role their own. A Salem Reborn. What this means for the future. The debut of Connor Floyd as Chad is more than a casting notice. It is a statement of intent. It signals a Days of Our Lives that is confident in its past, but fiercely focused on its future. It is a show betting that its stories of love, betrayal, family, and redemption are bigger than any single performer. For viewers, this means a Salem in a state of exciting, deliberate flux. Familiar faces will return, but with new energies that could reignite dormant feuds, spark unexpected romances, and view classic relationships through a new lens. The core truths remain. The Horton door will always be open, the Di Mera boardroom will always be treacherous, and love will always find a way, often through a labyrinth of amnesia, imposters, and devil possessions. As one veteran writer on the show cryptically put it, "You think you know Salem? You know the history. Now, meet the future. The faces may shift, but the heart, the beautiful, chaotic, enduring heart of this town, beats on. And it's beating louder than ever." Tune in on October 23rd. Watch the new dawn break over the Di Mera mansion. A new Chad is here, and he's just the beginning. The Days of Our Lives, it seems, are forever being recast.